Okay, so this is a video for what you missed in class on February 5th. Maybe I went a little fast, maybe you were absent. Here's kind of a second look at it. The first thing we talked about today was converting units. And that's going to involve, say I have 3 inches, and I want to know how many yards that is. How many yards? Well, the best thing to do is kind of set up, times it by unit rate. So I'm starting out with 3 inches. And when I set up these proportions, this first one is always just going to be by itself. Now I'm going to have some kind of rate or ratio right here. I'm going to keep working my way across. I don't know directly to yards, but I do know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So I'm going to use that conversion factor, and I also happen to know there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So kind of knowing those things, I can get there. I'm going to use this inch and foot, and a lot of times it's like, what do I put where? Well, I want this inch to cancel out with this inch down here. So when I fill this guy out, I'm going to write the inch part down here so that these units would cancel. And my conversion factor says there's 12 inches in 1 foot. Now I want to go from feet to yard. And again, the goal is to get the feet to cancel out. So I'm going to take my feet and put them down here and 1 yard up top. And what happens is I go to multiply these things, and my inch is going to cancel with my inch, my foot is going to cancel with my foot, and so my answer ends up being in yards. I multiply all the way across the top, and I get 3, and then I multiply across the bottom, 12 times 3, get 36. For my final answer, I divide those things, and I end up with 0.0833 yards. I'm like, let's just double check. Hey, this number is really a small number, which makes sense because inches are kind of a small thing, where yards, like think of a football field, yards are kind of bigger than inches. All right, that's one thing. Other thing is setting up proportions. So imagine that, you know, a 15-foot by 20-foot patio costs $2,275, and we want to know how much would an 18-foot by 22-foot cost. So the idea here is that the cost is going to be proportional. As it gets bigger, the cost is going to go up by the same amount, and as it gets smaller, the cost is going to go down by the same amount. So I want to think, how big is this? Well, if I'm talking about a patio, I'm kind of talking about like the area of something. Maybe this is my lovely patio, and it's 15 by 20. So overall, to find the area, I now have a 300-foot squared patio. That is my area. 15 times 20 is 300. Feet times feet is feet squared. And I know that that much costs $2,275. I want to figure out this, so I do my 18 times my 22, and I get 396 feet squared over x. Now I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to get 300x equals this 2275 times 396. And I get this ginormous number. And then I divide to get my x alone. So that's going to cost $3,003. All right, there's only one more thing that we did today, and it's kind of a doozy, so I'm going to make that be its own video. So watch video 2.